So I'm going to do misconceptions in B1, microscopes and magnification. Now, the first thing is being able to identify the different parts of the microscope. So here you've got the eyepiece. These parts here, which hopefully you've all had a chance to use on before, these are the objective lenses. And when you use a microscope, you should always start on the lowest objective lens, okay, which happens to be the smallest one. They tend to have 3, and you can build it up and get to the higher objective lens. This part here is the stage, which is where you rest your slide. And then you've got your focus wheel as well. Now, this one is a light microscope because you focus the light from the mirror up through the specimen. Now, you need to be aware that the specimen should be thin, and that is to allow the light to be able to pass through the specimen so that you can actually see it. Okay, you then would use a cover slip. That's if you don't need to add a stain. Sometimes you need to stain the specimen just to make it even clearer. You would then add a cover slip, and this is to either hold it in place, protect the objective lens, or protect the specimen. Then what you would do is you would look down you'd set it onto the lowest objective lens, look down the eyepiece, and then you would focus it using the focus wheel. Okay, so that is how you would look at a specimen under the microscope. That's how you'd set up your specimen and so on. Now, what I'm going to do is calculating magnification. There's actually 2 ways to do it. One, they can tell you that the eyepiece, the part that you look down, they can tell you the magnification of the eyepiece. So let's say the eyepiece has a magnification of times 10, and then this little objective lens, so this bit has a magnification of times 10. Obviously, they can put any amount. And then the objective lens here, let's say that has a magnification of times 40. Now, it's quite a straightforward one to work out the overall magnification. You just times those 2 things together. So it would be times 10 times 40. The overall magnification would be times 400. So that's one way of doing it if they give you a question like that. The other way of doing it is by using the I-arm equation, where you've got I over arm. Okay, where I is the image size, M is the magnification, and A is the actual size in real life. Now, the type of question that you would get is, Susie was looking at an image of a fly down the microscope. In the actual size of the fly is 5 millimeters. The image size appeared to be 20 millimeters. What is the magnification? And in that case, image is 20, actual is 5. So you do image divided by actual. So 20 divided by 5, magnification would be times 4. Okay? Now, first thing that you need to be aware of, when you do the magnifications, you must have the units the same. So for example, if it said in real life, the fly is 5 micrometers and the image size is 20, you would need them either to both be in micro or millimeters before doing the equation, otherwise you're going to go wrong. So how do you convert? Very quickly, different measurements that you need to know. You need to know millimeters, micrometers, which gets that funny symbol, nanometers, and the smallest is picometers. Now, to convert between them, to go from millimeters into micro, you times by 1,000. To go from micro to nano, you times by 1,000 again. To go from nano to pico, you times by 1,000. If you want to convert the other way, then you're obviously dividing by 1,000. So if I had 5 millimeters and I wanted that to be put into micrometers, so I've got 5 millimeters and I want it into micrometers, what do? I times it by 1,000. So 5 millimeters is the equivalent to 5,000 micrometers. Okay, I'll give you a go if you have a go at doing 7 millimeters and I want it into nanometers. So what you would do is you've got 7 millimeters and I want it into not micro but into nano. So you're going to times it by 1,000 and times it by 1,000 again. So you do 7,000 times by another 1,000, so you end up with 7 million. Okay, and obviously it works the same way backwards. And that is your magnification and microscopes.